Young Purdue guard Jayden Ivey has the New York Knicks moving heaven on earth to acquire his services, ladies and gentlemen, in this year's NBA draft. It's clear and it's evident that the New York Knicks need a point guard more than ever. It seemed to be like they can never get this thing right, with the point guard situation. At the number 4 spot with the Sacramento Kings, the New York Knicks are targeting that, moving up from 11 to the number 4 spot. The New York Knicks, they haven't had a good point guard since Lord knows when. I mean, the days of Jeremy Lin, and that was just for a duration. Raymond Felton. The point guard position hasn't been locked up for some time. I think the Knicks are one of the few teams in the NBA who hasn't had a valuable point guard, for years. Like, it's going to be year in and year out. And the New York Knicks are very aggressive right now. You got to get some talent to pair with a young R.J. Barrett and this kid Jayden Ivey, who put up, I believe he has 17 points. He put up about 17 points. Only, I believe, 2 assists. Not much assists, but he's proven to be a guy with a tremendous upside and able to put the ball in the hoop at the point guard position, and that's something that the New York Knicks are lacking. He fits perfectly with a R.J. Barrett. The Knicks are being reported by my man Ian Begley out of New York. Pardon me. I believe it's SNY, if I'm not mistaken. He is reported that the Knicks had offered multiple first-round picks in a trade package to move up to select Jayden Ivey, moving up to the number 4 pick. They're trying to even communicate with the Detroit Pistons, but really trying to move up to that 4th spot to select him. The Knicks, it's kind of tough because it seems to be this is the player that you're moving up for, and there's no disrespect to Jayden Ivey, but I feel like countless times the New York Knicks could have did something to improve their chances of securing this point guard position for years to come. You didn't trade up for LaMelo Ball. You didn't trade up for Steph Curry almost a decade ago. It was so many times where the Knicks could have acquired their point guard of the future or even traded for him and just dropped the ball. And it seemed to be now the Knicks are ready to move heaven on earth. To hear that they're offering multiple first-round picks, they got to be high on this kid, Jayden Ivey, the young Purdue guard. They got to be high because the Knicks, that's something that they don't do under this new regime with Leon Rose, Worldwide West, and the crew, Scott Perry. They've been more frugal than to say the least, what the New York Knicks are accustomed to doing. The New York Knicks, they give out first-round picks like potato chips. But they haven't done that just yet. And give major credit to, I guess, the Sacramento Kings. They're doing what they're supposed to do, because why the hell would they trade right now with the New York Knicks? I could see a situation like this happening maybe draft night, because the Kings have all the leverage. They don't have to make a move right now. This thing could happen Thursday during the draft, so all I'm here to tell you is for the Knicks to say they offering multiple firsts and players, I would like to know who are some of these players that they're offering, because it obviously didn't get the job done. Quickly, Quentin Grimes. I would think the people that they're trying to hold on to for dear life, obviously, is RJ and Obi. That got to be all bets are off. I even think they're willing to part ways with Quickly. I thought Quickly might have even been on one of those bunches of, hey, all bets are off. But it seemed to be the New York Knicks are only prioritizing RJ and Obi as foundational building blocks for the future. And they're willing to part ways with just about everything else. So it's very kind of crazy to me to think that the Kings wouldn't make that move, knowing that you got 2 guards there, in Sacramento with Davion, with Fox. You just let go of Halliburton, so you don't need another lead guard. So I really think that's a situation that could happen. I'm just bracing the people. But in my humble opinion, anytime the Knicks get themselves excited or hyped up for something, usually it's not going to end well. And as you can see right now, the Knicks, they seem to got their hands in the cookie jar. They're fantasizing of another player, and hopefully they can obtain this player, because if not, it's all off to the races again. And Tibbs, he's proven that he can work with young players. You see what he did with RJ Barrett came in, he got drafted, and he played him like right off the bat, man. He didn't play with him. He got a lot of minutes under Tom Thibodeau. And we all know, like, he don't really, Tibbs has I'm going to say what we all know, he has this stigma that he doesn't really play young guys, but they need to upgrade this talent, But in my opinion, I think the Knicks are just going to end up missing out and staying pat at 11 and picking the best player available. Obviously they need some shooting. The Knicks need everything, to be honest with you. They need a bunch of stuff. So no matter what avenue they target, it is a need, But the Knicks, they dropped the ball on numerous occasions of acquiring and drafting their point guard of the future. It's almost ridiculous to think that the Knicks are going through another year without a point guard. I think it's truly unfortunate what's going on with the New York Knicks. They got to get themselves together, man. The city, everybody's dependent on the New York Knicks, man. The city loves them. The fans love the Knicks, but can they give us something to really cheer for? We deserve it. And let's get the ball rolling, man. And I like the fact that they're willing to part ways with some of this draft capital, because when you are acquiring all of this capital, you understand what the Knicks have done since the Carmelo regime and Phil Jackson. They really just stockpiling assets. One thing that you do with these assets is to go out and acquire things too. It's not just to stockpile them and hoard them, because you see, what young players really came into fruition. You had Frank, you had who else? Kevin Knox. I mean, come on, everybody, these players. Then you see the only people you really struck gold with in the draft was RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin. We don't know what Quentin Grimes is going to be. We don't. Mitchell Robinson, he got the foot situation. We don't know about these guys, You traded for my man out there in Atlanta. We don't know what's going on with him. With Cam, we don't know what's going on with him. We don't know. We could hope, but we don't know. So it's time to start getting some we knows around New York City. So I'm here to let y'all know that Jayden Ivey, the young Purdue guard, rising star who will be, once he steps foot in the league, one of the next great young point guards we'll have in this league, has the New York Knicks moving heaven on earth, offering multiple first-round picks, players, and the whole nine, and they still was not able to secure a deal. We will be monitoring this situation closely. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to New York City. We in the building. It's Flight Sports TV. You already know what time it is.